So in some cases, you'll be involved in something, a deal or whatever it may be, and it's out of your control because you're waiting on something to happen. Like you did everything you can do, you did your part. Now you're waiting for your reward, or you're waiting for something to happen. And in real estate game, man, that's like, it could be nerve-wracking if you're not used to it. It could be nerve-wracking, but it's part of the game. Like, so let's say you're waiting. Let's say you're waiting for a file to clear. So I got a case now. I'm waiting for a file to clear, and I've been waiting for the bank to clear this file for it to fund for over 2-3 weeks now. It's been time, and then there's nothing I could do except talk about it. Like I'm talking about it now. Like I'm waiting for the bank to clear the file, and that's it. And it's just part of it, and it happens. And there's a thing called hurry up and wait. Someone's waiting for you and they need you to do something. It's kind of like, oh, hurry up, I need this document, I need this, or I need that. And then they're on your back, right? All the time to make something happen. And sometimes in this game, it is a lot of hurry up and wait. That's why there's contracts. And that's why you may run into situations like that. I guess when it's happening to you, you're like, yo, what's going on? How come nothing's happening? How come it's taking time? And then you don't have answers because it's not up to you. If you're waiting, like if you send out a contract and you're waiting for someone to sign the contract, you know, what if they take a week just to put a signature on? It might take time for them to sign the contract. You're like, damn, I waited a long time. But usually in this game, on average, right, it takes at least a week to answer one question, right? So let's say like right now, we're waiting for this bank, right, to fund. They got to do their thing. They got to go through their underwriting and finish their documents. They got to cross their I's and dot their T's. Well, you got that? They got to dot their I's and cross their T's. But waiting is such a helpless feeling, though, right? You just be like, oh, I'm just waiting. And that's why a lot of people don't do their own business, like being an entrepreneur, or, you know, some people don't do real estate, or some people just don't do things where they're not in control, because there's a sense of letting go that you have to go through when it comes to this business. You kind of have to let go of certain things. And when I say let go, I mean let go of control. Control is, oh, let go of what's going to happen. You know it's going to happen, and it's like either way it's going to happen. Because at worst, let's say the bank doesn't fund, right? Let's say there's a problem with the bank, and I've been through this, right? You've got one lender, and the lender's not doing well, and they can't fund. So if they can't fund, you just get another lender. You get another bank. And I've been through that, where you cancel a title company. Like a title company's taking too long, or they're asking for something that is it just sounds crazy. Like, why would you need that? So you cancel a title company. You could change title companies, because that's what it is. You just change title companies. Come on, what are you doing? I'm driving. This is like road stuff. Like, what's up, bro? It's a two-way street. I don't have road rage, by the way. So sometimes you gotta cancel a title company. And then, oh, you may be in a deal and the contractor is not doing right. That's a good one, man. You gotta fire your contractor. Fire the person that's working on your house, working on your project. But the reason why this part is hard for a lot of people is because most people like to be in control. That's why, you want your check every week. But what if you're waiting for something? You want your check every week, or you want your check every 2 weeks. That's why most people have jobs, and most people are not in a business where they have to wait. One time my father told me, he was like, I couldn't do what you do because you be having to wait for something to happen. And sometimes I could be waiting for something to happen and it doesn't happen. That hurts too. So if you're in enough deals, you'll lose a deal. A deal won't close. You'll lose that deal. If you're in it enough, you'll lose the deal. Or lose it not because you don't really lose nothing because it was never yours. But it won't close, or it won't happen, or you gotta fire somebody. You gotta make changes, or this didn't work out. You gotta change that. So that happens. So one of the biggest things that you gotta form if you ever do your own business or you're doing real estate is some things are not in your control. So the most you can do is never be attached to the outcome of one deal. So letting go is part of what you develop in this business. Never being too attached to the outcome. You know what? I'm still gonna get the house. If the bank doesn't fund, I'll get another bank. That's the mindset you gotta go in. If this person says no, the next person will say yes. You gotta let go of the outcome. You can't lean too much on one. It's hard, it's not easy, but it's definitely a skill that you develop where, you know, in the case of me right now, I'm waiting for a bank to clear a file. I just gotta wait. I just gotta wait. You know, just gotta wait. I gotta wait until they clear the file. The most I can do is call the mortgage guy, call the bank people, be like, what's up? Oh, we'll do it today, or we'll do it today, we'll do it today. It happens. It happens. I'm in another deal, a probate case. So I got a probate case, and I'm waiting for the probate case to clear. And that's the court, right? So the court is holding on to this case, and I finally called and spoke to somebody, and they said, oh, we had a mix-up. Sorry about that. We had a mix-up. Sorry about that. We had a mix-up. So what that means is, from that mix-up, I just have to wait. And that's on a probate case, summary admission. 3 months. All the paperwork is in. Simple case. There's no contest. Usually a probate case may take a long time because there's contest. Somebody contests the will or something like that. But in this case, there is no contest. It's there's only one person. It's simple. It's just that the court, you gotta wait for the courts to do their paperwork. It just takes time. It's not in my control. I did my part, right? I sent in all the docs, sent in all the death certificates and all of those things. Now you just gotta wait for their processing. You're not gonna process it, and you need the paper from the judge, the decree to state that, you know, you're the administrator to the estate, or you can take over for the person that passed away. But you have to wait for that paper. It could take a day, or it could take 3 months, depending on the court. Depending on the court. And if that's your case, all you do is wait, and you wait patiently. Because if it's supposed to happen, it will. If it's supposed to happen, it will. And when there's a real problem, you'll know, and you'll be able to move on.